Neighbors, written by Tim Winton. It is a story about newly married couple living in a multicultural and multilingual served neighborhood. It shows that cultural and linguistic barriers cannot stop people from bestowing love and compassion. यहाँ चाहिँ दुइटा यङ कपालले चाहिँ न्यू नेबरहुडमा जान्छ तिनीहरू अनि यिनीहरूसँग चाहिँ लो एक्सपेक्टेसन हुन्छ कि किनकि यिनीहरूले चाहिँ सबै रुड होला अनहेल्पफुल होला अब कल्चरल ब्यारियर्स होला भन्ने सोचेको हुन्छ यिनीहरूको घरधरि एउटा सानो घर हुन्छ विथ हाई सिलिङ्स प्लान्ट विन्डोज अनि यसलाई चाहिँ एलिगेन्ट कटेज टाइपको फिल आउँछ कि तर अनि यिनीहरूको नेबरहुडमा चाहिँ म्याक्टिनियन फ्यामिली हुन्छ ओल्ड पोलिस म्यान हुन्छ अनि ओल्ड पोलिस म्यानले चाहिँ आफ्नो दिनभरि भनेको ह्यामर हान्ने मुडमा अनि त्यसलाई फेरि निकाल्ने अनि यिनीहरूलाई चाहिँ यो पागल जस्तो लाउँछ कि नेबरहुड चाहिँ होइन अनि ओल्ड यङ म्यानलाई चाहिँ थाहा थियो कि त्यसलाई नेबर्सहरूले जज गर्छ भनेर किनकि त्यो त घरमा बसेर थिसिस थियो वाइल हिज वाइफ युज टु गो आउट एन्ड वर्क होइन अनि एक दिन तर यिनीहरूले जति नराम्रो सोचे पनि नेबरलाई चाहिँ नेबरले चाहिँ हेल्प गरिरहेको हुन्छ कि जस्तै एक दिन यिनीहरू प्लान्टिङ गर्दा पनि प्लान्टिङ हुनाले गार्डनिङ गर्दाखेरि यिनीहरूलाई हेल्पिङ गरेको हुन्छ कि तिनवटा तरिकाले स्पेसिङ हिलिङ र मल्चिङ गरेर अनि एक दिन झन् हेन हाउस भाँचिँदाखेरि पुलिस विड्रोवर जसलाई यिनीहरू त्यही मान्छे कि जो यिनीहरूलाई मन पर्दैन नि त ह्यामर ठोकेर निकाल्ने त्यसले नै अनइन्भाइटेडली आउँछ फेन्सबाट अनि त्यो रिबिल्ड गरिदिन्छ कि तिनीहरूको लागि अनि यङ म्यानले चाहिँ आफ्नो नोबल केही काम गरेर हुन्छ यसको वाइफलाई खाना पकाइदिने अनि वाइफको स्टोरी सुन्ने वाइफले के गर्यो हस्पिटलमा अनि बिस्तारै यिनीहरू चाहिँ लाइक प्राउड हुन लागेको हुन्छ कि बिस्तारै चाहिँ यिनीहरू लाइक युज टु हुन लागेको हुन्छ यो ठाउँमा बस्नु अनि यिनीहरू चाहिँ बिस्तारै अब ल्याङ्ग्वेज ब्यारियर भयो भने कम्युनिकेट गर्न लागेको हुन्छ कि नेबरसँग अनि यिनीहरूले चाहिँ प्रेग्नेन्सी नै प्लान गरेको हुन्न है तर यिनीहरू प्यारेन्ट्स पनि हुन्छ कि अनि प्यारेन्ट्स हुन्छ भन्नाले त्यो केटी प्रेग्नेन्ट हुन्छ कि अहिले चाहिँ बच्चा पाएन नट अनि जस्तै म्याच्युरिटी लिभ लिन्छ होल नेबरहुडलाई थाहा भइसकेको हुन्छ कि प्रेग्नेन्सीको बारेमा मान्छेहरू हाँस्दै हाँस्दै गर्छ तिनीहरूलाई दिएर द म्यान इन द ली gave her small presents of chocolate and him packets of cigarette that he store at home not being a smoker इटालियन वुमेनहरूले नाम के राखिदिने भनेर अफर गर्छ ग्रिक वुमेनहरूले उसको सर्ट पुलअप गरेर बेली छामेर ए यो त केटै हुन्छ भन्छ अनि त्यो हुन्छ नि त त्यो बेबीलाई सुटहरू निड गरिदिन्छ कि वुमेन नेक्स्ट डोरले अनि द्याट वाज दि गुड थिङ अबाउट दि नेबर्स दे वर हेल्पफुल होइन अनि एक दिन लेबर पनि आउँछ ए अब्रडली अनि यसको लागि चाहिँ अभियसली यङ म्यानले आफ्नो लेखेको नोभेल छोड्छ अनि सब नेबरहुडभरि गेटमा कुदिरहेको हुन्छ क्या बच्चाको लागि नि पछि त्यो पुरै भएपछि लाइक he went to the back door, the young man on the Macedonian side of the fence. A small queue of leery faces looked up, cheering. The young man began to wave. The 20th century noble had not prepared him for this. अब यसमा चाहिँ नेबर्स आर कम्पेनियन्स फर वेडिङ प्रोसेसन्स एज वेल एज फ्युनरल प्रोसेसनको मेन थिम टाइपकै छ है बेसिकली भन्दा चाहिँ द यङ कपल्स हाउस वाज स्मल बट इट इज हाई सिलिङ एन्ड प्यान्ट विन्डो gave it feeling of elegant cottage. From his study window, the young couple see out over the rooftops and use car airs by Morton Bay fix in the park where they walked their dog. The young couple identified their neighbors in the beginning of their arrival by the sound of spitting, washing, and daybreak watering. The neighbor helped the young couple in the kitchen garden by advising them about spacing, healing, and mulching, and providing them the bag full of garlic cloves for planting. The people in the neighborhood were surprised at the role of young man and his wife because his wife used to work in the hospital while you used to live in the house working on his thesis and cook for his wife when she returned back home. The neighbors responded to the woman's pregnancy by smiling tirelessly. The man in the deli gave her small presents of chocolates and gave him packets of cigarettes In the summer, Italian women began to offer name. Greek women stopped the young woman in the street, pulled her skirt up, and filled her belly, telling her was born to be a boy. By the late summer, the woman next door had needed a baby, a suit complete with booties and beanie, and the police widower next door had almost his two-car garage. The young man began to weep at the end of the story because he was greatly touched by the help of neighbor, which was not expected by him due to the human feeling of neighbors towards him. I think author did not characterize the persons in the story with proper names because he wants to generalize that is not into a specific person, but for every person who are culturally and linguistically different from the society. So the writer wants to make a couple for universal character, and he tries to say his idea that in the neighborhood humanity remains even after having different language and cultural norms. The story shows that humanity and love is one of the such feeling that links the person. Some example where, in spite of different languages and culture, the neighbor gave the young couple advice about spacing, healing, and munching and vegetables in the garden kitchen. The police widower revealed the falling hen house of young couple, although he did not understand his words. The young couple offered heads of cabbage and took gifts for grapes and fireworks from the neighbors. The young couple had been gifted chocolates, baby suit, by the neighbors. And in my view, the young man, as the writer, used to think that the people in 20 were very selfish and helpless. And his thought became true for sometimes when he just accepted to the new community. The people had been noisy and annoying. Even kids had the pure sanitization. But when his wife needed small help too, all the neighbors helped him without saying a word. Yeah, way of counseling each other in need and sharing happiness with each other touches his heart and proved him wrong. He found huge difference between his thinking and reality. His thinking changed that, and he said the Nobel for his he was researching had not prepared for him. Neighbors are companions for wedding procession as well as funeral procession. Neighbors are the real company of life who keep on passing their life with us in various situations. Neighbors are needed in every step of life, no matter joy or sorrow. They are companions for the wedding and procession as well as for funeral procession. And here in the story, we find the neighbor who are sharing and caring. These neighbors help during pregnancy and other small acts. Those neighbors in the story are seen as best companions as mentioned in the proverb. Multiculturalism has become a major issue in the present world because, along with making people of different ethnics and cultural backgrounds together, it invites various social problems such as failure to assimilate with and high crime rates. Migration is another reason for multiculturalism. People travel across different places to get better facilities. Due to this, many people and the neighbors don't know each other, lack relation, love, and compassion. In this way, multiculturalism has become a major issue in the present world.